out there in the field, taking care of, sales force, making different calls, they can definitely get help, We have seen organizations where, the customer is in need of a particular solution, and just because of the mobility, the right salesperson could address the right customer and the transformation happens. There have been huge organizations, and I cannot name them due to the confidentiality, but we have seen situations where the field engineers need to go there to the factories, assess the situation of a machine breakdown. They would look at what are the different parts to be ordered. They would go back to their office. They would make a report. They would file the report to their different counterparts. They would request for spare parts from different areas. Those people would again reassemble at that factory. Then they would fix the machine. Then they would go back, get the signature from the factory engineer that the work is done, go back to their office, raise an invoice, send the invoice, get for collection. Now this would take, and this is one of the Fortune 100 names, this would take about 2 months for the entire cycle to get the payment done. Now imagine if this field forces, guys always had connected tabs, and that's what we did. So they reached out, they take a picture, they assess what the situation is, they know what parts are to be ordered, the workflow automatically directs to the different warehouses from where the different dispatches need to happen. Within the 48 hours, the solution is fixed. On the tablet itself, they get a confirmation and signature from the factory manager or whoever the in charge person is. There only they give the invoice, they take the copy of the invoice and ask that person to make the payment. If those guys are even far-fetched ahead, they would take the credit card or swipe the machine there itself. So those things can definitely happen and are happening. Mobile-enabled workflows, invoice generation, mobile point of sale. Diwali is coming around the corner. In US, there's going to be Christmas around the corner, and in all the huge stores, Lifestyle, Shopper Stop, you can imagine that there'll be huge queues for checking out. Imagine if the same a lot of cashiers had the point of sale on their mobile itself, or if you had a few items and they could check out things for you, or you could do a self checkout. Why need to go to the POS? You do a self checkout. Then that could be a huge disruption because there's less queues in the shopping mall. You get out faster. You don't need to. Many times we shop for half an hour and we wait for half an hour, just to get out of the shop. If that could happen, that's a huge transformation for you. Asset order, dealer management, finance app, HRMS, all are those great examples. One of my friends has asked me that, can you list a few apps which are disruptive, which have really transformed businesses? Now, the very fact that disruption is a very, very subjective word, right? For a few organizations, Skype could be disruptive. For a few organizations, WhatsApp is a disruptive. Viber. There are different tools. I can think of a few. For example, take an example of a payment processing tool called Square. Now, Square is a disruptive technology. Of course, it works with the app, right? Because it uses the mobile's communication channel to reach out. But it is a solution which is very, very innovative. It allows small and medium enterprises, allows every retailer to accept credit card payments and mobile enable their business. So that's an example. I know of organizations, which are creating ingestible sensors. So these are sensors which you consume, and for example, a child, he is suffering from a deficiency, and you give him tablets, he is not eating those tablets. But imagine if those tablets were e-pills, and of course they had a sensor in them, and these are all FDA approved. So there's no healthcare issue. Let's not go in there. All FDA approved solutions. So ingestible sensor for a child. So child, they would forget or they would not take a medicine. So imagine that whenever they took a pill, you got a notification in form of a application that today's dosage has been taken. And there are companies, which have been doing this, and those are examples which are there. Due to confidentiality, I cannot name the customer, but you can just Google out ingestible sensors, and you'll find which are the organizations who are doing this kind of businesses. And for few more disruptive examples are out there, right? For getting instant alerts from assets on ongoing basis, monitoring sensors, another Indian example for us for enterprise mobility is, Titan Industries, which has a brand called Tanishq, which is for basically gold jewelry. So each and every movement of that asset, gold is a huge cost item. So the movement of that is tracked through RFID and other technologies. So that helps you to track the movement of those assets. So this is the example which is